Today we have a great speaker, Vince Cottrell from Trend Consulting Group out of Philadelphia. Vince, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Great.
Thank you.
And we met, indirectly through a lot of people that we were associated with, and we finally got to sit down and really talk about your business, talk about my business, and really get a good understanding of what's going on in our markets and how we can complement one another. And we both agreed that we're out there networking ourselves for our businesses, and I thought it would be a great way of getting that across through the Real Estate Radio Network.
Absolutely.
So, first question I have to ask, because to me it's an important question when people should be asking me why. Is where's your passion? What's your passion when it comes to your company and yourself and the business?
I appreciate that. Our passion, my passion specifically, is around, really improving the process and changing the way construction projects get done.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a real gap, especially with the downturn in the economy and some of these, construction companies and real estate developers having to kind of scale back during that downturn. Fast forward to the day, and now all of a sudden, the markets there's an influx of volume, it's very busy, and most, real estate developers, general contractors, they're stretching themselves a little bit too thin, or not able to scale up and take on more work. So really, it's our goal to help improve processes, and at the end of the day, it's about improving the client experience, keeping projects on time, on schedule, on budget. That's most important to us.
And that really leads into another question. What are, it's basically a two entity question, meaning Trend Consulting Group and Vincent Cottrell. What are your goals and your mission with your company and yourself in today's market? What are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, and for us, we're not trying to hit a home run in the first few years of business. We've been in business now 3 years, specifically focused on construction management. And so for us, we have a 10-year kind of a long-term strategy. And we realize it's about relationships, and construction and real estate. It really becomes about growing your network and really working with folks that you have good relationships with, so that you can kind of, rather than taking on 100 new clients in the next year, you take on 5 solid clients, and you really help to improve their business model and add value to their product.
And we've discussed financial modeling and building up a client's wheelhouse.
Sure.
A lot of people say, hey, I want to get into multifamilies one day. And all of a sudden, they're never getting there because they just keep spinning in the wheel like a hamster, when it comes to just staying in single-family rehab,
Sure.
for that matter. So tell me a little more about your construction background and construction management experiences. And again, your offices are in Philadelphia.
Sure.
Is your wheelhouse in just Philadelphia, or what coverage do you typically like to see?
We really like to focus on the greater Philadelphia marketplace, but we'll certainly come over to New Jersey and South Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
It's right over the bridge, and parts of Delaware. So we do say Tristate area, but our focus is in the greater Philadelphia marketplace. My background in construction, my grandfather was heavily involved in construction and had some partnerships with a major industrial real estate developer here in New Jersey. And so as I was growing up, I was always around construction. And I think, I worked with my grandfather and my uncles and my family, and really learned everything there was to know about construction. And then I kind of came into the management side of that, and realized at one point that, maybe I want to go to school and potentially get into construction management at some point. And fast forward to today, some of what I've done over the years has kind of gotten me to this point where, it's the stars have aligned for the right reason, and, the future looks bright. So,
where do you see the company as a whole? You said the 10-year plan. You're facilitating construction management for others. Do you see your company taking on internal projects, or JV opportunities? I'm sure you see projects without the developer.
Sure.
So, I mean, and you say, oh, maybe that's something that I need to jump into.
Sure.
Are you seeing your company taking that direction as well, be taking like the bull by the horns and maybe taking on a project or so here and there?
Yeah, we do have a construction management division. We have a outsourcing model for project management. That's where we work with our general contractors and real estate developers. And then we also have some sort of a process improvement type model to help our clients if they want to kind of bring it back internally at some point. But to your point, I think that we absolutely will take on the project that's the construction management firm offering owner's representation. I think that's a big thing. So if I'm working with an individual who is an investor developer themselves, but they really want to have us handle this as a holistic approach, from contract to bid process to architectural drawings and design. Yes, we will take it from that level, but we just don't want to get into being a real estate developer. That's just not our model and wouldn't fit with what we're looking
You could muddy the water. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, something goes sideways with a contractor or different designs with the architect, and it doesn't come out correctly. Now you're stuck in the deal with everybody else, and your name just gets dragged right through it.
Sure.
So, no, I see that. I mean, I get a lot of people myself because I'm in banking. Hey, do you want to partner with us on this deal? You know it works from a financing perspective. You have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Like you said, the 800 to the 8, projects you want to take a year
Sure.
on, comparatively to the 800 where you can take it on 800, but you're going to have a big headache. I'd rather take the right clients if I'm going to partner with somebody in that circumstance. It's got to be the perfect world.
Yes.
You just don't want to accept anything.
And to that point, Joe, is that we absolutely want to be selective with our clients and with the projects we get involved in, but we also want to make sure that we have a core focus, because I think that's what makes us good at what we do. We're not really stretching ourselves too thin because we need to be there to be that specialized, focused construction management company and really have our core focus rather than kind of trying to be the jack of all trades. And then how that goes.
Yeah.
So really, that's where we come in. We're specialized in construction management and project management. I think that's what makes us.
You're whittling in one area,
Sure.
and you're focusing there. And in a city like Philadelphia, which is not a New York, which is not a San Francisco, it's not a Boston, it's a smaller capital market. The word gets out for good and bad
Sure.
just as quick. So following your instincts and things in specific areas, I think is extremely smart, because like you said, if you get too stretched out, now which hole are you covering with your finger in the sinking boat?
Correct.
What mistakes do you think, or I shouldn't even call it mistakes, but what have you done in the previous 2 years that you're doing differently in the next 2 years that you see that, hey, from the business, because you've been in business for 3 years now.
Correct.
Where do you see you changing? Like, hey, maybe you made a little mistake going this direction or something like that. And what are you changing now in your business that you see that is transforming into, producing into better relationships or stronger relationships or better quality with clients?
Yeah. We were probably more 70% residential, 30% commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And we've now transitioned back into going more, 60% commercial, 40% residential. Mm-hmm. But always multiple projects per whichever project we engage in, if that makes sense. Yeah. We're focused on, kind of going more commercial because, it's less volume, higher ticket, per project. And I think there's more of a need for us in that sense. Yeah. So, that's our goal. Our goal is really to streamline our process. And the other part of this is we're always focused on, kind of growing our knowledge around technologies. Mm-hmm. and bringing in the right processes as we continue to scale up, so that we're always kind of looking to better our model to accent, and complement our clients.
That's great. And then on our next break, we're going to be going to break. We're going to get into the market, so we'll be right back after our commercial break.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppy's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppy's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. The thing that sets us apart is the quality and freshness of our food. And I think once you try it, you'd be coming back. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppy's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Milan, host of Read All About It. I interview authors of all kinds about their journeys of writing and the struggles that they face. You can watch my show at 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. Tune in to Radio Vision Networks. We hope to see you then.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
We're back. Joe Scarice at Real Estate Radio Network, and I'm speaking with Vincent Cottrell at Trend Consulting Group. And we've been having a great conversation just talking about your background, different areas of your business. And now we're going to talk a little bit about some current projects and the current market. Obviously, the greater Philadelphia market. And I really want to go more into detail, that ideal project or client. What does that client and project look like? Because, you might get a phone call, say somebody sees this and, I want Vince to get involved with this type of project, and it's really not your wheelhouse. So can you paint a picture of what that perfect client or close to perfect client or scenario would be?
Yeah, we like to work with, real estate developers, general contractors that are, growth companies trying to scale up, who's maybe at $1 million and all of a sudden have taken on, a certain amount of projects that's taken them from maybe 1 million to 6 million. Mm-hmm. That's sort of a jump. All of a sudden they find themselves in real need of someone to help manage their projects. And the type of projects we like to work on with those types of contractors or developers would be like what we call light commercial, right? Mm-hmm. So multiple dwelling units, MDUs, multi-purpose, buildings and structures. 5 stories or under. More in the neighborhood type areas of the city. And again, we also work with corporations and individual business owners when taking on the task of building out their new space, and they come into leasing a new office space and they want to make it their own. Mm-hmm. There's a construction process involved in that. So, but I'd say 1 to 30 million is probably the types of companies we like to work with.
Now, is it primarily Greater Philadelphia investors or developers, or are you seeing some out-of-state investors contacting you saying, listen, we're in Connecticut. We love the Philadelphia market. We've identified a project. Would you like to take us on? What's the venting process in that circumstance? Because it might be a great project, but that client's in Connecticut. 5 days out of the week. They might come down once a week just to see what's going on.
Sure.
So the responsibility is a little heavier.
Yeah. I mean, we have engaged in some projects with some developers from New York City, and some folks outside of the greater Philadelphia market. But again, as I said before, it's a relationship business, and we're focused on really being able to touch our clients. That's important to us. We want to grow out this market and build those strong relationships so that we know that as we continue to build and grow each other's models, that we could stop in the office and have coffee if we needed to, and our kids play with their kids and that kind of thing. So that's important to us. But we'll certainly take on an out-of-state developer, of course. We just have to be very selective with that process.
And I think it's project-oriented too.
Sure.
I mean, if the project does not meet what the client's expectations are, because I think a lot of investors that are not here day to day have a different perception of numbers or how a project really should go, and they're comparing it to their market.
Agreed.
Yes. And what have you seen in today's real estate and construction markets in terms of a recent surge? I mean, obviously, business is good.
Yes.
What do you see as in that? Is it keeping it going for the next couple of years? Do you think is it going to be political where it's going to slow down after the next presidential election? I mean, where do you see the business going right now?
I think construction and real estate's all cyclical. We all kind of in this industry, we all kind of know that and are aware of that. But what I do think is that as the market had to kind of recorrect itself, and it continues to now come back with a vengeance and surge, we are seeing increased volume across the board, and we feel like every time we come into a relationship, it's the same story. Developers and general contractors are trying to take on as much work as they can, knowing that they have a good 5 years, potentially 10, but 5 good years, solid years, to kind of take as much business as they can and kind of nest egg some money away for the next downturn in the real estate markets and construction. And so that's, I think, another reason why our model works well. It helps these growth companies scale efficiently and document and keep projects on time, on schedule. But where I see the market right now, it is on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no doubt about it. Philadelphia, there's every other block in the greater Philadelphia market, has a new project going on, and that's good for business. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If the city starts really supporting releasing a lot of those properties that are sitting out there, like the land bank, it's going to just even create more dynamic to some of the neighborhoods that need help.
Sure.
With the schools closing, I mean that's all developed like properties that can be repurposed into something.
Yes.
How do you see your company's expansion over the next 5 years based on the projected market growth? I mean, like I said, we both agreed it's popping, but you have to also put the brakes on certain things as they come up.
Yeah.
Where do you see your company tie into that?
Yeah, we're happy to say we just took on two new clients. So pretty sizable general contractors who are doing a fair amount of work in the city for some developers. And we're happy to say that we'd love to grow vertically with those clients. If you're asking me, in this business, it's about relationships, but it's also about trust and building that trust. And so, your clients have to continue to make sure that they're funding the projects correctly, and you start to develop that synergy. And so our goal would be to maybe add another 5 clients in 2015, 2016, 5 to 10 clients that are cash positive and that truly value our services, so that we can continue to kind of build vertically within our client base. We feel like that's the better model for us. And of course, our model's scalable. At some point, we may look at taking this multi-state down the road. But for right now, we really like where we're at.
That's great, and I like where we're at too in Philadelphia. I know the greater Philadelphia market is fantastic, and I'm from North Jersey, so I already saw that surge, and now I see this. So it's great. So we're going to be right back at our next commercial break. And we're going to talk about a project or kind of some overall projects that you've been working on. We're going to feature a couple of them. So we'll be right back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Here, we have an attractive orange and a distinguished apple. The two similar, but opposites. Theory, a wingman is needed, or perhaps a wing lemon. A friend to the orange and an acquaintance to the apple, the lemon brings the two opposites together. See, with a little fresh thinking, the universe can be surprisingly smooth.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Fitzpatrick's. Deli dine for breakfast and lunch. And at night, gourmet dine for dinner with entrees and specialty sandwiches including certified black Angus cuts of beef and wild-caught seafood, plus catering options for specialty events. Since 1989, Fitzpatrick's, your hometown place with upscale tastes.
Apple Ridge is about freedom. Apple Ridge is about community. Apple Ridge is about home. Apple Ridge, everything you want, more than you expect. Welcome to your new neighborhood. Apple Ridge Senior Living. Enjoy a maintenance-free, affordable luxury lifestyle today. Visit appleridgeseniorliving.com and find out more about the Apple Ridge experience.
Hey, my name is Jimmy Love, and I'm here to tell you about an exciting new television show called Buy, Sell, or Give It Away. Tired of waiting for those high-priced newspaper ads to print? You call them up and you have to wait 2 or 3 days for the ad to show up? Well, no more waiting. Every day, right here at noon from 12 to 1, Buy, Sell, or Give It Away is going to be accessible for you to call in. Maybe you got a boat for sale. I'm selling my pet dinosaur. Maybe you want to sell your house. Give away some furniture to a family in need. Just give us a call. We'll tell everybody what you have for sale or what you're looking for, and your response will be immediate, and it's free. Hey, listen, summertime is coming. Maybe you want to buy a travel trailer or maybe rent a travel trailer. Just give us a call. Buy, Sell, and Give Away. Fantastic show. Don't miss it. Tune in every day from 12 to 1 right here at RadioVisionNetwork.com. Buy, Sell, or Give It Away.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back. Joe Scarice here at Real Estate Radio Network. I'm here with Vincent Cottrell from Trend Consulting Group in Philadelphia. And we're going to talk a little bit about a previous project and a feature project, which you're very proud of, obviously. And I think the pictures are going to go up in just a few minutes. You see some pictures there. Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges with this project, and what was involved with those challenges as well.
Well, this is actually an ongoing project.
Oh, okay.
It's in the outskirts of the greater Philadelphia area.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a 4-story building, an existing structure, where the real estate developer and management company really wanted to repurpose the common areas and overall layout and create multiple apartments per floor, right? So now there were some code challenges because you come into these existing structures and they're a little dated, and you start to change some things around structurally. All of a sudden you find out that the inspectors want some improvements made to make sure that the building's brought up to code and it's safe for everyone. So in this case, new sprinkler system, all new electrical. We also had to change out the stairwell case. But when I say we're not actually the construction firm. No. So we're the management firm. We work strategically with our partners, which is important to say.
Absolutely.
So the general contractor on this project was real strategic and doing a fantastic job. We're only as good as our trade partners and vendors.
Absolutely. Timing of all these guys are
Sure.
extremely important.
Sure. So contractors, subcontractors, trades, we really manage all of that, but they're, probably the wheel that kind of makes everything turn. But this project was great. I think we did a fantastic job. We have a target date of July 15th to end this project, so it's a little aggressive. But knock on wood, wherever that may be, everything seems to be, going relatively well, and we feel like we're going to hit that target, which is important.
Well, and that leads to you brought up two very important subjects that I feel: stairwells, sprinkler systems. When you're making these enhancements to these properties that are 100 years old,
sure.
How are you going to look in 100 years? That's how I tell people. And gutting the property down to the studs really is a better way of evaluating the property than even after having all the thought tank behind it. You really start getting your head around it once the place is gutted. You put the new stairwells in. You run the sprinkler systems. Now you can say, okay, I could run this. I could run that. I can get this. Maybe this changes a little bit, like some of the dynamics. I'm sure you changed your thought pattern the minute you saw it all gutted down to the studs.
And that's right. I think that one of the ugly words in our business is change order. No one likes the word change order because that's not in the budget. Typically, we'll tell clients to park 20% of the total cost of the project and put that in an escrow account so that you kind of prepare and get your head wrapped around that this is construction, especially when you're working in a existing building and it's a dated building.
Yep.
Change orders will happen. It's part of it. We try to minimize that, and we absolutely manage that process to make sure everyone understands why this needs to happen. Sometimes it becomes a municipal,
absolutely,
kind of an issue. So, we work through that process and really help our clients, kind of navigate through. But you're right, when you get it down to the studs, you start to realize, hey, the architectural drawings and the 3D renderings and design was great, but what if we did this, And I think, working through that process and collaborating with our clients and our architects and design firms really helps to add value to our model. So,
Right, totally makes sense. During the whole process, the architectural drawings, to permits, to final inspection, the CO exchange, getting the certificate of occupancy. How are you handling all that? Like, how is that all coming together? Like, I mean, like, is there? Do you set up a timeline and try to stick to it, or you get to a certain point and then set up the timeline? How does it work for you and your group?
Yeah, I think that every project always has some sort of a schedule, and the goal is to get it from start to finish within that schedule and try to minimize delays and change orders. But the process is not one that is there is no kind of how-to that's a perfectly designed. It's construction, and at the end of the day, anybody that's ever been involved in a construction project would know that. You're always going to have the curveballs thrown at you. Where we come in and where our value really lies is managing through that process and offering representation to our clients to make sure it goes smooth.
And I've seen some projects really go different directions. We were just discussing as we walked in.
Sure.
I have some interesting projects going on right now, so I definitely, obviously, will involve you in the next couple, so I have a little more hair on my head, as you can see.
Yeah.
So I like to make sure everybody knows how to reach out to you and contact you. So do you mind giving your information and contact information? How do we reach you, Vince?
Yeah, so you can contact us certainly on the web at www.trendconsultinggroup.com. And you can reach us by phone at 800-692-1498. And you can certainly email me directly. It's a relationship business, so email me at vince@trendconsultinggroup.com.
I'd like to thank you again. I'd like to thank for everybody that's tuned in. And we'll see you again at Real Estate Radio Network with Joe Scarice. And again, have a great day.